So good morning, everybody. So good to see you. So before we get started, I just want to acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territories of the First Nations and Native American peoples. So I know here where I am in Vancouver, I'm on the land of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish nations. But many of you are on the land of other nations and even in other countries. So please, if you'd like, write your nation names in the chat. Always, let's remember our connection to our siblings in these nations and pray for the day in which we might be with them in right relationship. So welcome. Welcome to Living Interfaith. Know that the whole of you is welcome. You're not asked to leave who you are in your own homes. Please bring who you are in with you. But what you are asked to remember is that everyone around you has brought who they are in with them as well. And all of goodwill are welcome. And when you're ready, Bruce and Cheryl, let's sing.
Come, come, wherever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come, come, whoever you are, though you worship thousands of times, ours is no cares and ours toils. Come, yet again come, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lovers of leaving, ours is no cares and ours is theirs. Come, yet again come.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bruce and Cheryl. So first, I have a few announcements. My first announcement is just a big thank you to Dolores, who I don't know if she's with us yet, but she sent me this really awesome stole, this interfaith stole that's in all these pretty colors. So I just got it. She's so very sweet. So big thank you to Dolores for that. Let's see. So this is World Interfaith Harmony Week. So thank you. And let's celebrate World Interfaith Harmony Week together. This is when people from different faith traditions do what we kind of do all the time, where they have events to come together to get to know each other and learn about one another's traditions. So there are a few events here in the Lower Mainland right now that I can share, but I'm sure wherever you are, there are also events in your area. So check them out. You have until February 7th to kind of see and take part in events. So tonight in Delta, here in the Lower Mainland at the Bator Rahman Mosque, the Ahmadiyya community is hosting a big dinner. So that's going to be lovely. That's going to be at 5:30 tonight. There, it's free. Everyone's welcome to attend. I can give you the address if you want, or you can just find it online. And I can really vouch for their food and their hospitality. They're wonderful folks. So they're having a big dinner there tonight in Delta. And then tomorrow at the Spirit of Life Lutheran Church down by City Hall here in Vancouver, there's going to be an interfaith panel on women and spirituality. And I'm actually I really like it. It's set up to be all women speakers on the panel. So I'm going to be the Buddhist speaker, but we have women from all other faith traditions sharing about our experience as women leaders and what our faith traditions say about women's life and roles in society. So it should be really good. So that's tomorrow at Spirit of Life from 2 to 5. So that is great. And then I'm teaching compassionate listening as one of these events. That'll be on Monday. When is that? From 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that'll be on Zoom. So just let me know if you're interested, and I'll make sure you get the Zoom link, which I haven't created yet, but I will send that out. So we have those events coming up. And then also on Wednesday, we have our last session with Harold Rosen, our interfaith community educator. And we've been doing this study of the afterlife in all different faith traditions and backgrounds. And Harold is literally the most knowledgeable person I know. Anyone who's been to one of these can vouch for him. He's unbelievable. Like, I don't know how he knows all that he knows. But this last one will be great. It's going to be contemporary spiritual and Baha'i beliefs about the afterlife. And if you're interested, you can join us. Here, I'll put the little Zoom link there in the chat. So we'd love to have you with us. And otherwise, I've been recording them and putting them all up online on our YouTube channel, so you can watch any of the previous ones. So that's what I have. How about you? What are some other events coming up that you'd like to let us know about? Anything? All right, here. The cat really wants me to introduce you. This is Pumpkin. He is bigger now. Let's see. I don't know how old he is. He's a few months old. And he really likes trying to hang from the wall hanging. So if you see that later, we'll just be prepared. So it's a whole game for him. So yes. All right. Well, here, let's come into silence and we'll do our opening prayers. So today, this is in the Shinto tradition in celebration of Setsubun-sai. So our prayer is: we have no corporeal existence, but universal benevolence is our divine body. We have no physical power, but uprightness is our strength. We have no religious clairvoyance beyond what is bestowed by wisdom. We have no power of miracle other than the attainment of quiet happiness. We have no tact except the exercise of gentleness. From the Oracle of Sumiyoshi. And now Dorley has a candle lighting prayer for us.
Good morning, friends. Spirits of purification, created for order of and the mother that they inhabit the sky, exactly as when the god Izanagi no Mokito bathed in the narrow estuary of a covered river with trees, permanently leafy in the south region. With all the respect from the depths of our heart, we ask that they hear us, such as the spirit that hears our intent, with sharpened ears, together with spirits of the land, sky and the land. Take the badness, disasters, and sins and purify all. Miroku Umikami, you bless us and protect us. Meishu Sama, you bless us and protect us, for expansion of our soul and the fulfillment of your will.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dorley. And now let's offer one another a sign of peace. Peace, everyone. So great being with you this morning.
Peace to all of you.
Peace, our friends. Peace and blessings.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Allahu Akbar.
Shalom.
To everyone.
Peace, everyone.
Shalom Aleichem.
Beautiful. Thank you. And now when you're ready, let's sing. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bruce and Cheryl. And now if you'll join me in our joint affirmation. We come together in peace. We sing together in joy and with love. We worship together in one house, a house with names beyond number. Our paths are many, our beliefs are as leaves, and the tree that we cleave to is nourished by the light of compassion, justice, and mutual respect. May our lives, our beliefs, and our actions help to bring about the world of love we all seek, and let it begin here. Now is when we usually pray in our own homes and in our own ways. As always, there are so many causes and people and needs that require our attention and need our prayers. Now I was reading the news about so much sad news coming out of Pakistan the last week or so. There was a big bombing in a mosque that killed more than 100 people. And they're still finding bodies every day that I've been checking. The death toll's been going up from that. In addition, a boat capsized and killed 49 boys. And there was another attack that looks like killed more than 200. I saw the last number I saw was 217. So if we could take some time to pray for the people of Pakistan this week, I think they would very much appreciate it. Let's take a few moments. Thank you. When you're ready, let's sing. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bruce and Sharon. Wonderful. So thank you so much. Usually I put out a call for donations now, but this time I'm going to turn it over to Dan. So Dan, over to you when you're ready. You're on mute, just as a heads up, Dan.
So can you hear me now? Okay. On October 27th, 2018, 11 worshipers were killed and 6 injured while attending Sabbath services in the Tree of Life Synagogue of Pittsburgh. The oldest was a 95-year-old woman, and another was Richard Gottfried, 65, a dentist at the nearby Squirrel Hill Medical Center, where he treated refugees and immigrants. Many of them had never been to a dentist ever before. He worked as a team with his wife, Margaret Durachko, also a dentist. After Richard's death, Margaret said, "Do not let his death be in vain. Drive out evil from your own life and help another to drive it out of their life. The only way to combat evil is with love. The only way to combat evil is with love." The Tree of Life massacre signaled a sharp uptick in crimes against Jews, Blacks, Asians, gender and sexual minorities, especially trans persons. The Anti-Defamation League, which tracks hate crimes in the United States, reports that in Wisconsin alone, there was a 500% increase in anti-Semitic violence between 2015 and 2022. Hate crimes draw oxygen from multiple sources, especially othering. Some of you have experienced, some of us have experienced the fear, pain, and isolation of othering firsthand. The Canadian Holocaust Museum offers a helpful definition. Othering is a process whereby a group of people is made to seem fundamentally different, even to the point of making that group seem less than human. This process can trigger instinctive emotional reactions to members of that group. In many instances, othering has been used to degrade, isolate, and render possible the discrimination, abuse, or persecution of a group. Think about the darkness, bleakness, and hopelessness of othering, and all the pain and violence that it triggers. And then reflect on the sense of community across differences. Reflect on the shared life and hope conveyed in this description of what we, all of us who are here today, are up to in one way or another in living interfaith sanctuary. Interfaith is an uplifting, positive way to bridge the differences between our spiritual pathways. It embraces the teachings of all spiritual paths that lead us to seek a life of compassionate action. Interfaith as a faith does not seek to discover which religion or spiritual path is right. Rather, it recognizes that we are all brothers and sisters, and that we have encountered the sacred differently at different times and places. Each of us, out of busy schedules, decided, we had agency, and we decided to be present today because we made a choice between hate and love, darkness and light, exclusion and inclusion, nihilism and robust hope, shared humanity and hate, and so much more. We opted to be interfaith, to send out light and sparks of life-giving energy into the world, into the, I'll say it, into the universe. This living interfaith sanctuary is a precious island and oasis among misunderstanding, violence, exclusion. That has been what Interfaith Sanctuary has been for me during the 17 months I've been privileged to walk alongside you and learn from the teachings of Reverend Stephen Greenbaum and our leader, the Reverend Kathy Merchant. Interfaith is now a vital part of my life, and I can't imagine being without it. I look forward to Saturdays. So here's the thing. I was concerned when I learned that Living Interfaith is struggling with a sharply decreased financial base following reductions in financial giving by several of our major donors. The Council of Living Interfaith is met to discuss how a reduced financial base will impact the delivery of services. And I'm not going to go into the details here. Next week, you'll get a letter from Reverend Kathy providing relevant facts and figures. That email will describe how the council has already made some changes in compensated personnel, as we can see with Rachel here today. In compensated personnel, we've made changes, and also in the distribution of taxes. Dora Lee opened with our candle ceremony. The beating heart, I want to say the beating heart of our life together is the Saturday services. The council is exploring all options to keep these services running smoothly and without interruption. And your thoughts, ideas, questions are of critical importance as we move forward. And you can share them anytime with Reverend Kathy or any of the council members. We are grateful to all who have given time and treasure to sustain Living Interfaith over 5 years. We're also grateful for the challenge this new moment offers. In short, it's the challenge to each of us as Living Interfaith stakeholders to examine our level of financial commitment carefully. So, throughout February, we're going to focus a little more on our finances alongside our regular interfaith reflection topics. And at the end of the month, we're going to invite you, as able, to pledge financial support for 2023. Turning to the metaphor of a boat afloat. This is, friends, this is an all hands on deck moment for Living Interfaith. Can you be a part of this effort? I prepared this talk yesterday on the ancient Christian commemoration called Candlemas. The readings for the day recollect when Mary took Jesus to the temple 40 days after his birth. But subsequent folk customs and traditions transformed this remembrance into a Christian festival of light. The candles used in the coming year's services were taken to the parish church altar for solemn blessing. Thus the term candle mass. It's largely forgotten in societies like our own, where electric light prevails. In the spirit of this festival, I say that Living Interfaith is a candle in the darkness of our times. In the spirit and the glow of Candle Mass, which I celebrated yesterday. I say that living interface gentle light offers strength and hope. It is one simple, doable answer to Margaret Durachko's post-Tree of Life massacre admonition that we see love prevail. This candle is fragile. It's very fragile. Let's do all we can, each of us, to bless it and to keep it lit. So be it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. Thank you. When you're ready, Bruce and Cheryl can sing.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you so much. And now it's my pleasure and my honor to turn this over to Moka Senoo, who is with us, bless her, oh my goodness, from Gunma Prefecture in Japan right now, where it is nearly 4 in the morning. So thank you so much for joining us, and over to you, Moka. Thank you.
Thank you. So, could you share my screen? Okay.
I made you a co-host. So.
Yeah. Oh. Let's get started. Hello, my name is Moka. I will introduce myself briefly. I'm from Japan, and about 4 years ago, I lived in Canada for half a year to study abroad. Now I'm back in Japan and working for a company manufacturing electrical components. I love learning English language, and I'm so excited to make a speech today about special Japanese custom. And, well, now is okay. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes, it looks great. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. The name of this custom is called Setsubun. This is important day in Japan. Setsubun signifies the coming of the spring and the end of winter, especially in more recent times. It usually falls on February 3rd, the day before the first day of spring. On the day of this event, people yell Oniwasoto Fukuauchi, which roughly means out with the demons, in with happiness, while scattering fried soybeans inside and outside. There is also the custom of eating the same number of soybeans at one's age, which is believed to pray for good health in the year. Also, when a lot of families in Japan perform Setsubun, a father takes on the role of the demon by wearing a mask. At temples and shrines throughout Japan, bean skittering is practiced on a grand scale like this. Let's talk in more detail about Setsubun. Initially, why do people believe that the day before the first day of spring should be known as the literal meaning of Setsubun? The reason is related to the meaning of Chinese characters, kanji. The set means a stopping point, and bu means a turning point. As a matter of fact, Setsubun comes not only in the spring, we have a kind of day in each of the seasons. Among other seasons, in particular, the first day of spring is equal to the beginning of the year in old calendar. So the custom has gradually taken root in our lives. In addition, people believe the evil spirits slip into their homes, particularly on the day. This event is based on a ritual which was performed by Asian people in China in order to get rid of it. Next, let's talk about the soybean custom of Setsubun. Why has the throwing of fried soybeans been a characteristic of the ritual? It's because people believed beans inherited the mystical powers in the same way to magical amulet. Another reason is a play on words. Beans are called mame in Japanese. Also, the word for the evil eyes is mame in Japanese too. Therefore, it means people threw beans towards the evil eyes to put them out. In other words, Setsubun has been performed to remove the negative energy from people's home, and people wish for good health for the year through this traditional event. In addition, we tend to use dry roasted soybeans on purpose. The reason is people are afraid evil spirits will be revived, so they use the roasted beans to prevent them from being able to sprout again. Next, I'd like to tell you about soybeans. Soybeans has been a very important part of Japanese cuisine for a long time. We use soybeans for a variety of meals, for example, soy sauce, miso, tofu, and natto. Um, Natto is my favorite dish, actually. Have you tried natto before, or at least heard of it before?
I have. I wasn't a big fan because it's fermented soybeans, right?
Oh, yes. So, oh, this here. I have natto. And then, so I think almost all people who see it for the first time would be surprised. This is because it looks, can you see? Oh, can you see? Very sticky. Oh, yeah. And then the smell is very strong and pungent. To be honest, even for someone like me who really like natto, the smell is very bad. The food is really easily messed out on because of it. However, I'm obsessed with natto so much because it's actually really delicious. Natto is grown in Japan as a unique fermented food. It has a very nutritious content. Basically, a lot of Japanese liken soybeans to the meat of the field. The representative effects are to improve digestion and boost our immune system. Furthermore, natto can lower blood sugar levels and have a positive effect on blood circulation too. The important thing Not to forget is natto contains high protein. People who love working out or people who want to lose weight prefer to eat natto. Have you heard Japanese have long life expectancy? I believe the high nutritional foods like natto to support our healthy and balanced diet on a daily basis. Let's return to the main subject about Setsubun. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, it's okay. Let's return to the main subject about Setsubun. We have another interesting tradition performed on this special day. Have you heard of the custom that we eat a big seaweed roll called ehomaki? The origin is mysterious, but it's said ehomaki started during the Edo era. The eating style is very unique. We have three original rules during eating. First, we need from ehomaki per person. We don't cut ehomaki with a knife before eating. The meaning is equivalent to cut ties or fortunes. Second, we have to sit facing the direction decided every year. People believe there is a Shinto deity named Toshigami in this direction. Third, we pray for good fortunes and eat silently until the meal is finished. If we talk during that time, people believe that the luck will disappear. But how do we know the direction of the year? Actually, we have a routine rule based on the ancient Chinese calendar. For example, if the last digit of Western year is 1, 3, 6, and 8, the direction is south-southeast. This year is 2023, so we eat in turning our face towards south-southeast. Okay. Especially most interesting thing is that a lot of Japanese use a compass for checking the direction on the specific day. In addition, every convenience store and supermarket sells there are special ehomaki like this. So I visited the supermarket the day before yesterday, and then so I took some photos there. And the scene is similar to Christmas cake in the winter. The most traditional style is to include 7 ingredients. The meaning comes from the 7 gods of fortune. So recently there is a new type of ehomaki made by the seafood or this is huge ehomaki or ehomaki roll cake that is sweet. And finally, I'd like to talk about Japanese demons, which is called Oni. Oni is imaginary symbols of evil. The folklore of Oni comes from a distant past. The first record in Japan is Kojiki, which originated in 712 AD. Originally, Oni was thought as an apparition of the dead. As generations passed, the notion of Oni was influenced by divination and Buddhism. In the Buddhism, it was thought as a follower of King of Hell. Generally, Oni is drawn as a big human shape, red skin, horns, fangs, and sharp nails. Also, it wears glowing clothes and has a huge metal rod. Most images the symbol of fear. However, sometimes they're represented as a symbol of happiness or worship God in a particular area. I think the interesting story is about the weak point of Oni. They are believed to dislike the smell of dried sardines' head. Also, they hate to poke their eyes with holy tree. Oh. and switch the green. Okay, so I purchased this one. So can you see it? This one is shiny sardine, small sardine, and then this one is poetry. So we can purchase this one as Setsubun in the supermarket. So anyway, both of them are thought as an amulet over many years in Japan. So in summary, as I mentioned, the existence of Oni has been familiar to Japanese from very early times. I could make sense about Japanese traditional custom, Setsubun, this time. Also, I appreciate having the kind of special opportunity, and I'm so glad to deepen your Japanese understanding through this speech. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Moka. I know I learned so much. I assume others did as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know it's very late or early where you are. Is it okay? I know we're going to do a final song and prayer, and then some folks might have a few questions. Are you okay staying after just a little bit to answer some questions, or do you need to go to bed?
Yeah, yeah. So now my brain is so clear. Yeah, again.
It's okay. Can answer. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. When you're ready, Bruce and Cheryl.
ひふみよいむらやこともちもらねしきる唯一はのそうだくめかおえにされてのますわせほれけひふみよいむなやこともちろらねしきる唯一はのそうたくめかおえにさえてのますわせほれけひふみよいむなやこのもちろらねしきる唯一はのそうたくめかおえにさえてのますわせほれけ
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Bruce and Cheryl. As always, so amazing. Oh my goodness. The songs you guys have collected and learned over time. We're just so grateful. So friends, let's go forward knowing that spring is coming. The spring is almost here. We're at a big turning point. We can chase out the badness and the evil that we have in our homes and in our lives. And we can look forward to more luck and more happiness in the future ahead of us, especially if, as Dan said, we do this together and we learn from one another. So let's keep learning from each other, friends. And may you have the happiest spring, and may it come soon. Amen.